welcome back to my channel and to another What I Eat in a Day video. Thank you so much for taking the time to log on and join me today for a fantastic day of food, and one that is actually a little bit more exciting than usual because I have a friend coming over for lunch today and I'm going to be making one of my favourite lunches that I don't have often, but when I have it I really enjoy it. But before we get on with that, I just wanted to talk about breakfast. So this morning I had some cereal. I actually don't know what they're called. I always forget the name of these. I don't have them frequently, but there was something today that made me want them. So Andrew picked them up on the way home from the school run, and it's kind of like these wheat baskets, and inside them they have blueberries and raspberries, and I have them with milk as a cereal obviously, and they just taste so good. I don't think they're called Shreddies. I think they might be called Wheaties or something like that. Not too sure, but I got them to Tesco. Anyway, I'll insert that now. I like to love you every day. And they were delicious. 5 points, which again is perfectly fine for me. And that's what I have for breakfast along with a cup of tea. But now it's lunchtime, and as I said, I have a guest, and my friend is coming around because she's just had a baby girl, and I'm so excited. I'm going to be meeting her for the first time today. Her name is Florence, and I'm very, very excited for all the baby cuddles that I'm about to get. I love babies so much, so I'm very excited for that. And I thought, because she's been busy recently and she's probably been eating lunch a lot on the go recently, or I know she has because she's told me, I put a little bit more effort in and make us these really lovely chicken and bacon sandwiches. So I went to M&S yesterday. I picked up the most beautiful sourdough bread. I picked up a couple of chicken breasts with the skin on, and we're going to be having it with crispy bacon, mayo, gem lettuce. It is going to be delicious, guys, and it's a great one for if you're just wanting something a little bit warmer because the weather is quite cold at the moment, but also like today, if you're entertaining, you have a friend coming over, or you just want to be that much more bougie when it comes to having your lunch times. This is a fantastic one if you have that little bit more time. So I've already prepped the marinade for the chicken. Very simple. I'll insert that now. So, as I mentioned, I have my friend coming over for lunch today, and I wanted to do something slightly more special, put a bit more effort in. So I thought some lovely chicken sandwiches on sourdough bread with some crispy bacon and lettuce would be a really nice idea. So these are the chicken breasts that I picked up. I got them yesterday when I went to Marks and Spencer's. They have the skin on, which I thought is a nice treat. A bit more flavour going on, and the marinade will infuse that much better. And yeah, but you could get skinless chicken breast if you're conscious or you're still pointing and you want to lose weight. I'm maintaining, so I'm not quite strict. I also have some lovely streaky bacon here, which I got from Sainsbury's yesterday, and I got the thin version because I think that they're great for wrapping them chicken. I think they're great for just, you know, frying up and just giving that hit of flavour, and again a bit of the fat on there as well. It just enhances all of the flavours together. So I have that. I also have some baby gem, and I'm going to be popping on there as well. I also have a gorgeous sourdough loaf that is so soft. I picked this up from Marks and Spencer's as well. And I'm going to be doing a very simple marinade, which is going to consist of lemon, olive oil, salt and pepper and garlic. Very simple. I'm going to put a chicken seasoning on top, which is basically a blend of herbs and spices that have been specially put together for chicken. Again, very simple. And I'm going to pop them in the oven and fry the bacon a bit later on. Okay, so let's check out the point values because I'm maintaining, so I appreciate that you guys are going to want the full point values and you do want to be that little bit more on top of things. So the loaf from Marks and Spencer's, okay cool, 100 grams for 7 points. The best thing to do is to weigh out 2 slices, which is what we're going to be using today, and then we can see just how many points that equates to. By the way, an update on the salter scales. They are incredible. I really like them. So much better than any other scales I've used actually, so I will link those down below in case they are of interest. Oh, so good. Okay, so let's just weigh that out, and that is 65 grams, which equates to 4 points. Amazing. So 4 points for the bread, which we'll get out a little bit later on. That's fantastic. Exactly what I wanted to hear. And in regards to the chicken, of course, chicken breast is free. So the only thing I need to factor in really is the skin. So I'm going to just guesstimate, and I'm going to mark my chicken as 2 points because it is a chicken breast. It is literally just the skin, and I think 2 points is perfectly reasonable. If you guys want to be more accurate, you can go and check that out, but I'm going to mark the chicken off as 2 points. So now I'm just gonna check the bacon. I don't track mayonnaise. Again, I'm not being so strict, guys. But if you want to track it, of course you can use lighter than light mayonnaise, which is hardly anything. All the lighter alone is still very, very low in point value, so you can do that. So 2 rashers of the smoked bacon comes to 2 points, which is perfect. So I'm going to be using that as well, which means lunch today is a grand total for myself of 8 points. If you're going to add the mayo and you want to be particular, make it up to 10 points for your oil that you're going to use for the marinade and for your mayonnaise. But still, 10 points, 8 to 10 points for this kind of sandwich for lunch, I think is perfectly reasonable for everybody. What I like to do is I like to marinate it straight into the tray that it's cooking in, because I don't really see the point in getting out a separate bowl. So I'm going to do that straight away. But before I get on with that, I'm just going to base my tray with a little bit of olive oil. I use Bertolli, I think it's called, olive oil. But again, feel free to use whatever you have hanging around. I'm also going to put a little bit of this on the skin as well to make it nice and crispy. I'm going to brush a little bit on. But these are going straight in the tray. And they're just the perfect size, actually. But looking at the size of that bread, they are going to be quite big. But who doesn't love chicken hanging over the side of their sandwich? I feel like everybody does. Okay, so before I get on with actually marinating, I'm just going to quickly give them a bit of a brush and make sure that all of those flavours can get a chance to stick. And also, this is going to make the skin super crispy as well, which I like. I'm also going to be a bit bougie and add a little bit of garlic butter, a knob of it on the top. Again, a bit of extra indulgence. It's Christmas time. Feel free to leave that out, but if you do want to track it, I will get the app out in a moment, but of course that is completely optional. Now I'm going to add a little bit of salt and about half the amount of pepper. And that's just going to add a really, really nice flavour. Again, the combination of oil, garlic and lemon, you can't really get better than it, to be honest. But to enhance things a little bit more, I'm going to be using a peri-peri mix rub, which is basically a combination of herbs and spices that goes really well with chicken. You could use this on lamb, you don't have to just use it on chicken. But I'm just going to put a light sprinkling, and it just adds a bit of flavour, and it also adds a little bit of colour as well, so it just looks nicer in the dish as it's cooking away. And I've also sliced a clove of garlic and sprinkled that on the top as well. And now I'm going to add my lemon, which I'm literally just going to squeeze over the top. Like, I'm not going to be too bothered about getting my peeler out today. And I'm literally going to pop these in with it. That's going to be absolutely delicious. So this is the one I use. Feel free to leave this out, guys. I'm literally going to be using the lightest shaving, a block on each side. So literally one here, one here, one here, and a tiny bit on the end, and that is literally it. And that will just melt together, and again, it will just make the skin that much more crispy. But feel free to leave that out because I know that's a little bit extra. So the chicken is marinated. That is ready to go in the oven for about half an hour on about 200 degrees. And when it's about 10 minutes away from finishing, that's when I'll get on with the bacon and getting my sandwiches assembled. But for now, I'm just going to let those sit in the marinade while I make coffee and wait for my friends to arrive. And I'm just about to go downstairs and pop it in the oven. I think she'll be arriving very, very soon. In the meantime, I'm just going to do a bit of work, get some editing done, and I'll fry off the bacon a little bit later, just before I kind of assemble the sandwiches so they're nice and warm. But yeah, it's very, very exciting. I cannot wait for that lunch. And then for tonight, I don't think I've mentioned, I'm having ribeye steak. So it's quite an indulgent day. And the indulgence doesn't end there, guys. Because my friend is coming for lunch, I also picked up from M&S these brioche choux caramel custard buns, which are drizzled in chocolate and confectioner sugar. And I'm ready for them, guys. I'm so excited. So yeah, it's going to be quite a fun day. A very lovely treat-filled day to show you guys that throughout the festive season you should be indulging a little bit more, because it's what you should do, because everybody loves to eat delicious things over the festive season. So yeah, Anyway, let's get on with the day. I will link what I'm wearing in the description box down below. This is my cashmere. It's from M&S. I love it so much. I get so many questions about it when I wear it. I love the stripe and the retro colours and the stars. My jeans are from New Look. They're my new Tories and I wear them all the time. Really like them, really stylish. Of course, my Ugg slippers as usual, along with my star socks. I like to So the chicken is in the oven. My friend has just texted me to tell me she's en route and I'm just getting things ready now so that I'm not constantly in the kitchen when she arrives. So I've just cut up the sourdough bread. I have some mayonnaise here that I popped in just in case I'm the only person that wants mayo, or she wants me to add a bit of mustard in and make it, you know, a bit more of a flavoured mayo. Not decided, so I popped it in one of these little dishes. And I also have some baby jam. The bacon is over here sat ready to go on the heat as soon as my friend arrives, and I think that is pretty much everything in regards to preparation. The chicken is in the oven, it's smelling delicious already. That lemon and garlic is really aromatic. I'd like to love you every day. I'd like to love you, love you. I'd like to love you, if I may, if I may. I'd like to love you, love you. I'd like to love you, love you. I'd like to love you night and day, if I may. Had lunch. Honestly, those sandwiches were beyond delicious. Really enjoyed it. And now we're going to share a custard bun, just because those sandwiches were mega filling. So Rebecca has taken hers to take home and I've just chopped half off and I'm going to leave the rest for one of the kids to enjoy. I don't think Harrison will eat it, but Layla might have a good go. And these are the brioche custard choux buns, which are 7 points for half. So I'm going to get that tracked, which means I have 10 points left for dinner, which is perfectly fine for me considering I'm having steak and vegetables. So yes, I'm going to enjoy this before I head out on the school run. So we've just had our buns. Becca's just left. It was so nice having baby cuddles. Honestly, I'm in such a baby coma. I literally sat and held her for a good hour and I just didn't want to let go. She is so adorable. And we had our sandwiches and our buns and it was just a really lovely afternoon. So a lot of great food, great company, and you can't really get better. But it is now time for me to go and get Layla, and I won't be having an afternoon snack because I'm so full. In fact, I don't even know how I'm gonna manage my dinner. I might have that a little bit later on just because I am so full that I can't even think about it. But I will want a coffee when I get back, so I will definitely be having it in my new kettle that's arrived. I'm going to unpackage those boxes at the moment. They're from Emma Bridgewater and I got a new kettle and a new toaster, which I'm very excited about. So you'll hopefully see that when I do my next cup of tea of the evening, or my next coffee when I get in. I like to So it's now time to have dinner. It's actually quite a lot later, just owing to the fact that I didn't really feel hungry. That lunch, sorry, was so nice. So I didn't want anything too heavy, so I've literally just prepared some flat mushrooms. You've seen me do this a ton of times. I have them really frequently, and all I've done is added a bit of garlic butter, some thyme, popped in some cherry tomatoes with a bit of olive oil. I'm just going to roast that in the oven, and then when it's kind of nearly done, I'm going to pop some parmesan on the top, which I usually use about 2 points worth. So 2 points for all of this because I don't count my butter. Feel free to do that if you're being a bit more sort of on it than I am. And of course I have my ribeye steak, which is kind of the star of the show. I'm very excited to have this, although I do need to check this and track it just because normally I have sirloin and ribeye is a much fattier cut. So I'm going to check that out in a moment. But I also have a combination here of herbs and spices. This is basically a steak rub, which you can buy pre-prepared. It's just handy for nights like tonight where I spent a lot of time in the kitchen today and I really just want to have a quick dinner. I like to love you every day. I'd like to love you, love you. I'd like to love you, love you. If I may. guys, we've come to the end of another What I Eat video, and the damage hasn't stopped here. I'm actually going to be having one of these M&S mince pies as well. Like I said, I have a ton of weeklies that I need to get through, or that I want to get through rather. So I'm actually going to be going over today, and the mince pies are 4 points, which is fantastic. So once I pointed that, that is going to mean that I've used 40 points today, which is a lot, I'm not gonna lie. It's something that I don't do on the regular, but it's Christmas and I'm very, very happy to indulge every now and again. So that is it from me. The steak was wonderful, by the way. Very, very nice. A very, very fatty cut of meat, so not something I indulge in every day, but boy oh boy, it was tasty, especially with the tomatoes and the parmesan mushrooms. It was delicious. So yeah, I hope you've all enjoyed it. Don't forget to give it a big thumbs up if you did, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!